what do you think is the economic solution though? Right. So like, what can the Federal Reserve do, or the U.S. government? How do we stop this?
That's what this book is saying. The Creature from Jekyll Island. The name of the game is bailout. Their job isn't, inflation and the secure economy, whatever they say it is. Their job is to protect the rich. So they're going to bail out, so they bailed out the biggest corporations. They're bailing out the shadow banking system right now. You know all this. They're bailing out the commercial paper market right now. The big crash is in the shadow banking system and corporate credit. And those CEOs who are parachuting out right now, they ripped everybody else, borrowing the company's money, like Ford's money. They bought back their shares. They parachute out with stock options, and they pay less taxes. They pay capital gains versus ordinary income. You know that? I know that. But we have a zombie company called AT&T, IBM, General Electric. They used to be AAA, they're triple B now. Our CEOs are criminals, what they've done to our companies, but they're the best and the brightest from our school system. It's those peacetime leaders. They ripped us off. And so is the Fed ripping us off. And so is our government ripping us off. Wall Street, the reason our pensions are broke is because they stuffed our pensions full of these toxic assets. What's the number one export of America? Toxic assets. We ship them all over the world. Australia's going to die because they bought our CDSs, CLOs, MBSs. They bought all of our toxic assets all over the world simultaneously. And people go, oh, I have a college degree. What's a college degree in? Oh, science. Yeah.
One of my favorite things that you've ever said is the great lie of the Federal Reserve is that it's not a bank, it's not federal, and there's no reserves, right? Yeah. It's kind of the trifecta, if you will, of just the three things that people think it is. None of those three things are actually true.
No, and the worst, it's a cartel, like the Medellin cartel, the cocaine dealers. Well, they're not much different. They're highly educated people like my poor dad, PhDs, poor, helpless, and desperate, and they'll do anything for that paycheck. And that's what's running our country, our world, and all this. It's just tragic. And it all starts with the education system. What does school teach you about money? So the school system is part of GRUNCH, Gross Universal Cash Ice by Buckminster Fuller. That's why there's no financial education. And that's the problem. And that's what Rickards is saying in this book, The Road to Ruin. And he talks about don't let a good crisis go to waste, because that's when the fascists stepped in. And the fascists say, oh, we have this thing called the coronavirus. You must have social distancing. You must wear a mask. You can't touch. I don't know what you can do. I just love Trump. He gets up there and he goes, yeah, you should wear a mask, but I'm not going to. I like that guy. You know what I mean? Screw you.
I just had Tim Kennedy, who's a Ranger qualified Special Forces sniper, come on the podcast. And one of the things that he talked about was this whole idea of there's a number of states now that are saying, Robert, if you're from New York, you can't come to Rhode Island. And if you come to Rhode Island, we're going to pull you over. And if a neighbor knows that you came from New York, we're going to come to your house and question you and all this stuff. And Tim put it great. He goes, you know what they should do? If you're from New York, they should take the New York Yankee sign and they should stitch it into your shirt. Well, actually, don't even use a New York Yankee sign. Why don't we just start with a star, right? And you very quickly can see, where are we going? What is happening here? And to your point, when people are suffering and people are desperate, they'll take any violation of their rights, their civil liberties, et cetera, in exchange for that economic kind of safety net, which is what we're seeing occur right now.
Well, that's what my rich dad always says, there's two kinds of people in the world, wimps and pimps. And a wimp stands for, where is my paycheck, sir? And a pimp is, put it in my pocket, sugar. So, like some of my friends is, I'm going to get a huge check because I have employees. They're going to give me a huge check. Are you going to take the money? I said, of course. What are you going to do with it? I said, buy more gold, silver, and Bitcoin. I don't need the money, but I'm going to take it anyway. Yes, but that's not fair. I said, well, it's fair to me. You know what I mean? I can't change the government, but I can change me. I can protect my team. I can protect my employees. My employees are flush. They have very high paying jobs. I show them my cash status. They know we can pay them. But so when the government offered, I don't know, 350 billion, whatever they did the other day, I took it. I just had my CFO fill out the forms. We're going to take the money. I'm just going to reinvest it. I don't even be watching my tweets. That's all I say. Take the money, buy gold, silver, and Bitcoin. Don't be stupid right now.
Yeah. So let's switch to the individual, right? You've got millions and millions of people in the United States, and they're now saying, okay, here's where we are. I wasn't paying attention. I didn't heed the warnings. I'm now facing what is at a minimum a financial crisis, if not a depression. I most likely still have a job, but that is in question moving forward. What do I do? And I think that's the number one question people want to hear from you is just, what do you do if you're an individual today in order to weather the storm and also put yourself in a better position for that financial freedom in the future, given the macro environment we're in?
Well, I think people should, watch your last videos with Raoul Paul and who was the woman again? She was fantastic.
Caitlin Long.
Oh, she was fantastic. I love smart, beautiful women. You know what I mean? I just love them. I like pretty stupid women too, but I still like, smart women too. In other words, the best teachers are on YouTube. Wake up. They're not in colleges anymore. The university system is corrupt. They sold out. They're taking all of the student loan money, ripping off our country, ripping off the kids and all this stuff. And they're not teaching them anything that's useful. Most of these college kids coming out, I can't hire them. In fact, it's almost a detriment to say you have a college degree around my company. Do you know what I mean? Because what do you know? Well, I have a Bachelor of Science degree. I go, that stands for BS. That's like PhD is poor, helpless, and desperate. I can't hire these guys. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about? They're a bunch of wimps. Where's my paycheck? I want my benefits. Are you going to protect me? I said, no, I don't think so. I think we're on the wrong team here.
So when you look out and you say, okay, these people got to get educated. So step one, get on YouTube, get on these platforms, learn from those who are creating all this content. That's kind of step one. Step two then is you've always said for a while now, real estate, gold, silver, et cetera, what I'll consider kind of traditional inflation hedge type assets. What's your view on those assets right now? So forget Bitcoin for a second, just kind of the more traditional real estate, gold, and silver.
Well, first of all, real estate, gold, let me go this way. It's real estate, it's gold, silver, and Bitcoin. The reason is you're off the central banking system. You're outside the system. You say it's the separation of money and government. And that's why I say gold and silver are God's money, and Bitcoin is open source people's money. I don't know much beyond that, but I'd rather have that than the dollar. I don't have to mess around with the dollar because they're corrupt. But most important, this is your greatest asset, your brain, or it's your greatest liability. And if you're in trouble today, then the liability is between your left ear and your right ear, because you absolutely drank some Kool-Aid along the way.